Hi, this is David from Red Fang.
And this is Aaron from Red Fang, and we're at the Electric Ballroom in London, in Camden.
England.
Yes.
I think that because our driver dropped us off here.
Yeah, he just dropped us off with all of our gear, and then we were forced to do a sound check, and now
they forced us
now
to do it.
They've trapped us in this green room, and and I think we're supposed to play music later.
Yeah, we're here to play our third headlining show in London, and each show we do gets a little bit bigger, and it's kind of crazy and pretty exciting. So. Yeah. No, I really don't like playing for huge sold-out crowds. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Every show we played here has been better than the last. It's really great here.
We live in the band, all of the members of the band, we live in Portland, Oregon now, but we're not, none of us are actually grew up there. I was born in California, basically San Francisco, Daly City, which is right outside San Francisco, but I grew up on the East Coast in North Carolina. And moved out to Portland in 1996. So how many ever, you do the math on that, how many ever years that is, but yeah, from Portland basically.
Yeah, the band's from Portland. David and John and I got together in Portland. We were just kind of playing some instrumental music in the basement, and then we recruited Bryan to move back from San Diego, and he had a bunch of songs he'd already written, and that's basically what happened.
And yeah, that's basically what happened. It's a little more complicated than that because me and John actually played music together back in North Carolina before either one of us had moved to Portland years ago. And then me and Bryan, I joined his band, his old band, for a little while, the last album, and then me and John and Bryan were in another band before Red Fang, and so we've been playing together in other bands before Red Fang, but yeah.
I mean, the band that it was called Party Time, the band that David and John and Bryan were in together. They had broken up. Bryan moved to San Diego. Another guy from the band moved to San Diego. My band had broken up. None of us had any projects going. And so John, I think, called me up and said, hey, do you want to jam? And I was like, yeah, I don't have anything else to do. And he's an amazing drummer that I'd never played with. That's a lie. I had played with him before. And then we called David and said, we got to get you over here to play with us because sounds weird with just two people. So, you know, it was just really just like, don't have anything else to do, let's play with these, other musicians that we really respected each other and appreciated where we were all coming from musically and personality wise, so it just made sense. Early on, it seemed like the common thing that we all really agreed on was Soundgarden.
Yeah.
But then we all, we have mutual appreciation for a bunch of stuff like Melvins and Jesus Lizard. Yob was one that we really bonded on really tightly in the beginning. I feel like I don't know how you feel about Hot Snakes.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like Hot Snakes is another common theme for the band. Yeah.
Cherubs. I mean, there's a
lot, but
I think maybe when people hear Red Fang, they might not realize how varied our musical interests are. I like, bluegrass. I like Bartok. I like all kinds of music.
But it seems like those are sort of like the core bands that really, like, all four of us really were kind of bonding over, and that was, and that we definitely all agreed upon early on. And then we like tons of other stuff, but that's sort of more informative to the type of music that we actually play in the band. I mean, we all like Neil Young, but there's not much of a Neil Young influence on what we're doing. So honestly, the videos we are in the videos, and our music is featured in the videos, obviously, but it's our buddy Whitey who he writes them and he directs them, and they're all his ideas. We might have like tiny little things to offer, but the real answer is that he is the brains behind it, and it's hard for us to really answer questions about the ideas or the creativity. So
his songs are done, although maybe he has just some ideas floating around and then he'll match it to a song. But
that's the impression I get. He has lots of ideas all the time, and then
I think part of it is that he's friends with us. He knows our sense of humor. He knows us as people, and he sort of exaggerates who we are to these larger-than-life sort of fantastical things that happen in the video. So they're based on us, based on our sense of humor. And one thing that I really enjoy about it, most hard rock metal bands are like all macho and tough, and I like that we're serious about our music. The musical side of it is serious and even sometimes pretty dark in tone or whatever, lyrically and musically. But I like that the videos have a sense of humor because we're not tough guys and we're not like that. You know, we're just we get out our sort of the darker side of things, the angst and all that in the music, and then I don't know. I just like that you can have both. You can have the humor and the seriousness in the music.
It doesn't really seem real if you're, you know.
Right.
It's. I mean, it's obviously characters too, but they are extensions, as Dave was saying, of who we actually are. Whereas like a lot of those, you know, everything is really, you know, like that all the time. It just seems kind of like, really? No. That's why one of the things that I actually appreciate about Ghost is they're just like, this is completely fake. They don't even pretend that they believe it.
Well, or do they?
Or do they? Yeah. Generally, I don't get nervous anymore. There are shows like today you can kind of feel the pressure. It's a bigger show. Or like really big festivals sometimes can be a little bit daunting, but we've been doing the same, you know, generally the same show, and we've been playing together for 8 years now. We're really comfortable with each other. I've played with other bands a few times in the last couple months, and you just like one song, I get terrified and I'm super nervous and I totally like I'm shaking and I can't play the guitar right anymore. But it's kind of like we're pretty comfortable together now. So.
Well, one thing, I do agree that like the things that have happened in the day and just, you know, what you ate and all those things, but I also, once I start playing, all that kind of goes away.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to, I probably should focus more on projecting myself to the people listening, but I'm really listening to these guys. I'm listening to everyone else in the band and myself and focusing on playing the music. So yeah, in a way, all those things definitely are factors. But once we actually start, that kind of goes away, and I'm playing the music. You know?
Right. Well, you know, before we had a booking agent or anything, it's part of the joy is playing it for people and having them receive it and respond to it. But it's also something that we have to do because it's a way of expressing some sort of whatever sort of thing that we can't express verbally or whatever. Like it's just something that has to happen.
The last two, our newest, Whales and Leeches and Murder the Mountains, both of those were done by Orion Landau. And so yeah, the music was done, and I think he took inspiration from the recordings. Although he had some ideas even before that, because he's another person like our video director friend who knows us and knows what we like, and we talked with him, and I was realizing how kind of similar both of the last two are. There are these piles of stuff. It's just tons of things going on, animals, and well, the first one is even more abstract.
I think he painted that first one actually. Pretty sure. I mean, same thing as the Lord Dying album cover. He painted that.
Oh, that's right.
And then the new one was more. He approached us and said he wanted to do sort of like more photo collage thing, and the original idea was sort of like motorcycles in the desert, and we were like, it's not really, you know, like biker culture or biker chick sort of. That didn't really work for us. So, but it's really, Orion Landau, he's the in-house guy at Relapse. He's amazing, and he just brings it to us, and we just say that's awesome.
And then when he showed us some stuff, and initially he had an idea for it to be a 3D pop-up style.
Right.
He would unfold the gatefold, and it would actually be a pop-up book style thing. And then at some point he's like, that's going to be a little too complicated or too expensive, I don't know. And so then he was like, well, I'm going to do this 3D lenticular print. And we were like, yes, that is awesome. So and I love how it turned out. And I'm really stoked that Relapse was willing to invest in doing that style cover, because I think it's really cool.